Hello, creative friends. Today I'm sharing a Father's Day card that is pretty easy to do. I'm using 4 different colors. You'll see there on the left side of the screen, and I use painter's tape to tape off a little section that I want to keep white in this painting. I'm just using my blue for this guy and just kind of not going to the edges on this, just want it to be a little bit more abstract. I'm going to dab with the paper towel some little white clouds here and there. There's no perfect way to do this. It's actually pretty relaxing and fun to try. And then I'm going to add some grass on the bottom. Again, I'm not going to the edges. I'm just moving my brush around in a little bit of an abstract way. It just creates a really kind of whimsical, fun look, and you really cannot mess up the sky or the grass. They're super easy to do. Next, I'm going to just mix in some of my Payne's Gray with some water, and then I'm going to wash in some mountains. These are just triangular-ish shaped. I use a few little strokes, and then I leave some space where the blue kind of shows through a little bit just to give it a little bit of dimension. Add some more water if my brush gets dry, and I'm just kind of pulling down and blending in here and there. Feel free to paint on top of that blue tape because it will dry, and when you pull it off, it'll leave that nice white space for you. I wanted to make sure that I bordered the tape though, just so that it's nice and crisp when I pull that tape off. And then make sure you rinse your brush between each color unless you're trying to blend. And then of course you can, mix how you like, but I'm adding a little bit darker tone here just for some maybe trees or bushes in the background, just to kind of blend that sharp edge between my sky and my grass and my mountains. You can't really see a lot of distinction with these bushes or trees. They're they're really far back in the scenery, just kind of using them to fill the space a little bit. And again, they're not perfect. Some of them are a little bit jagged, some of them have more pigment, which helps to give it just a little bit more dimension. Between each of these steps, I'm sure to let it dry so that when I paint the next layer, it's not bleeding into what I've already painted. I'm using my raw umber here to draw some tree trunks. I'm going to be painting some pines in here, and it's kind of fun to go over the tape a little bit, and of course that part won't show, but it'll add a nice little feature to the overall card here. Generally, I like to do things in odd numbers, so you can see I have 3 mountain peaks, I have 3 pines, mixing in a little bit of darker color to my green here, just for the tree branches. I do want them to stand out against those dark gray mountains and the brush in the background there. And I'm just going with some simple downstrokes. Sometimes I will flick them up just to give them a little bit of action. Kind of looks like they're maybe blowing in the breeze, or they're not a perfect pine. Maybe they have a broken branch, or something of interest, just to kind of draw the eye to that area of the card. I'm just going to go through each tree trunk and add these branches, and I like them to be pretty dark, so I'm mixing my Payne's Gray in with the sap green there, sometimes adding a little bit more raw umber, and then a lot of times I'll even go back in with black once it's dry, just to add some more branches on top, just to make them pop on the background there. Again, go ahead and paint right over that tape. It's gonna peel off here towards our last step, which is the most satisfying, so keep watching for that step, and you'll see how satisfying these cards are. Now, these are Father's Day cards, but you could put I'm putting Dad on the front of the card, but you could put someone's name, or you could write Happy Father's Day, or whatever you like. So that blank space, you could make a bunch of these up and just have them ready for special occasions, which would be a fun idea. So I think I'm going to send one of these to my son Evan while he's at camp, and I'll probably put Evan where that piece of tape is. Once these dry a little bit, I like to go back in and just add another layer. So layers are what give watercolor paints life and dimension. And so as long as you start lighter and go darker, it's pretty safe to think that you're adding just enough and not too much, in my opinion. So anyway, so after I go through these trees one more time with a little bit more layering, I'm noticing that the green is standing out a little bit and isn't quite as blended as generally I like to have it. So I'm going to go ahead and get my larger round brush and add some more green in under the trees just to create maybe some shadows or dimension there. And again, this part is a little bit more abstract. I don't want it to be perfect. I want it to be a little bit whimsical. And I'm going to add maybe even some little grassy places here and there, little tufts of grass, or it could be a weed kind of sticking out. And I'm just kind of dabbing those in here. And I don't know what I would call them other than little grass stabs, just to give it a little bit more dimension. I originally probably should have come down a little bit further in this card, so I just added it towards the end there, and worked out fine. So here's the best part, peeling off the tape. It's completely dry, so make sure you don't have any wet paint. And now I have this great space here, and my handwriting is not the best, I will admit. So I wish my second D was a little bit larger, but it's not. So it is what it is, because I used a permanent ink pen there. But I'm just going to add a little bit of lines, a few lines here and there for the dad, just to color those in and make them stand out. So if you have great handwriting, yours will look lovely. But if you're like me and your handwriting is not as great, you can go ahead and fill it in a little bit and kind of cover up maybe your bad handwriting skills. So anyway, I'd love to see any finished projects that you have. So please like and share. Thank you.